Salut mes amis, it's Heather and I am here in Reims, France. Now before the French people come for me, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce the name of this city in English. It just has a lot of hard sounds for English speakers. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it Reims. Please forgive me. But Reims is the heart of the Champagne region, and it's located just 45 minutes from Paris via high-speed train. So if you are looking for something to do for one day outside of Paris, or for me personally, I came and spent 3 days here. I think it is a great side trip from Paris, easy to get to, and it is a great home base if you're looking for a city with a lot of culture and great restaurants and somewhere to explore the many, many champagne vineyards. So I'm gonna take you on a tour of this little city. I am gonna show you, obviously, the champagne houses, but also the beautiful cathedral that Reims is known for. I'm going to show you some of the dining opportunities here and just a little tour of this gorgeous city. Let's go. I am staying at the La Caserne Chanzy, which is a 5-star hotel right in the middle of the city. You're literally on top of, right next to the Reims Cathedral. You cannot get a better location than this. It is in the middle of the city, walkable to all of the things that you'll want to see and do. So I cannot recommend it enough. The hotel itself is gorgeous. The lobby feels like you're in a bottle of champagne with tans and rose golds. They have a really lovely little terrace for you to sit out on when it's nice out, or they call it the winter garden, which is just a lovely little lounge area to relax and enjoy when it's not so nice out. Now, I booked myself a cathedral view room, and I have to be honest, I don't love it. It's not a 5-star room. It's very much a 4-star room. It is tiny, which is to be expected in Europe, but I mean, it's really tiny. There's only 2 adults staying in this room, and we barely have enough room for ourselves and our luggage. There's no storage. Truthfully, it's a little bit of a letdown. However, the view is incredible because out my window, while laying in bed, I can look up and see the Reims Cathedral right here. So I would recommend definitely booking at least a cathedral view room. However, if you want to stay at this property and you value space, and especially if you have more than 2 people, you're going to need to do a suite here. One of my favorite things to do when I get to a new city is to take a walking tour. I feel like it's a really great way to get oriented and learn about the city versus just wandering around on your own and not really know what it is you're looking at. So I hired a private guide. Her name was Celine, and she took me all around Reims. And what I love is that she is a local. This is where she's lived, born and raised. So she knows this city inside and out. And so she took us to the cathedral, which beyond champagne, the drink, this is what Reims is known for, this stunning Gothic cathedral that is bigger than the Notre-Dame in Paris. This is where all of the French kings were crowned, and so it holds a really special place in the country of France. It's stunning Gothic architecture with beautiful stained glass windows. I was lucky enough to see a mass here as well, which was really spectacular. And then after she told us all about the cathedral and the different statues and artwork inside, she took us around the city and just showed us things that I honestly would never have paid attention to. The city hall, these beautiful mosaics of the process of making champagne. Champagne houses used to be what Reims was known for before champagne, which was textiles. And so I really recommend hiring yourself a guide when you first arrive because it's going to be a great way to acclimate yourself to the city. Let's talk about the Cathedral of Reims. This is the Notre-Dame de Reims, Our Lady of Reims. And it was built 40 or 50 years, or started 40 or 50 years after the Notre Dame in Paris. And so in true competitive spirit, this cathedral was built a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, and you can fit the Notre Dame de Paris inside the Notre Dame de Reims. That's a fun fact that I learned on my tour today. What I love about this cathedral, like I mentioned earlier, is that this is where every single one of the kings of France was crowned. And so it is a very symbolic place for the country of France, and it certainly is the symbol of Reims. And I think what you notice on all of the souvenirs that you can buy in the city is the smiling angel statue that's right next to the front door when you go in. But beyond that, they have beautiful stained glass windows, some of them the medieval times, some from 2015 where it looks like confetti exploded over the cathedral. And so it's just a really beautiful mix, old and new. And now the cathedral was bombed very heavily, had a fire during the First World War. During the Second World War, it was mostly untouched. And so since the early 1900s, the city of Reims has been working to restore the cathedral and kind of just replace everything that was damaged 100 years ago. I would say a tour of that cathedral deserves more than 15 minutes, at least an hour. And if you can see a mass, I highly recommend it. So today I took a tour of Champagne, because when you are coming to Reims, that's the main draw. You want to go champagne tasting. I booked myself a private driver and guide. And I know I say it all the time, I'm repeating it, and there's a reason why. It is going to help you have the best experience. It's better than winging it. It's better than going around on your own. And here's why. My guide and my driver is super knowledgeable in Champagne. He, as we were driving to these houses, was giving us so much information on the process of how to make champagne, the different types of grapes, the different climates, the different levels of champagne. So we already learned a lot before we got to our first producer. And he was so cool, he even pulled us off to the side of the road where we could get into the vines, taste some grapes, and watch workers doing the harvest, because I happened to be here during harvest week, which was amazing. But beyond that, he took care of every detail. He booked reservations for my lunch, he booked reservations for tours, he bought all the tickets, and if you want to see some of the larger houses, those tickets sell out fast, so you need to be on top of it. So why not have somebody doing that for you? So on my specific tour today, we drove out to a very small producer called L'Amiable. It's family run. They only have 4 employees and they're all in the family, except for Antoine, who's been working there for 20 years. So he's basically family. They only produce 55,000 bottles a year. And so we spent over an hour with one of the employees going through their caves, learning about how they create their champagne. We even got to go into their production facility, basically climb up into the pressing tank, which they had just been using. Like, it was just such an incredible experience. It was so personable, and you are not going to be able to see these tiny producers and taste their champagnes unless you have a guide with you, because you've never heard of them. I know I hadn't. They don't sell in the grocery stores, and so it's really nice to be able to compare a tiny producer versus a large producer. And their champagne was fantastic, by the way. I sent home 2 cases. Then we went to lunch at this beautiful garden terrace restaurant. Lunch was fantastic. We had a great time, but it was just to fill us up before we moved on to our larger producer, who was Veuve Clicquot. And they're one of my favorite champagnes that I find at home. So it was nice to go and see where they produce their champagne. And even though their vineyards are located all around the region, their production happens in that spot. So every bottle of Veuve Clicquot that you see on the shelves came from this facility, which was so cool. They are massive, so their caves are huge. 24 kilometers worth of caves, and I did a rosé tasting, but they have several different types of tastings you can do. So depending on what style of champagne you like, that's what you would pick. But then my guide was awesome, because after we finished at Veuve, we still had an hour left in the tour, so we got to decide what we wanted to do. Did we want to taste another house? Did we want to go and see maybe some churches or other fascinating things in the area? But I'm in Champagne, so I chose to go and taste another house. We went to Ruinart, which is another huge producer and one of my favorites. They're a little bit on the higher end of champagne. So we went into their beautiful facility, which looks like a university campus, did 2 separate flight tastings. I'm not bringing home more champagne, but that's what I mean when I say there's flexibility in a private tour. They can tailor things to you. If you want to go to Haute-Vielle and see where Dom Pérignon was a monk and where he invented the process of champagne making, they can make that happen for you. So if you're coming to Reims, don't wing it. Hire a guide. You will be happier for it. I found the dining here in Reims to be pretty fantastic. There is everything from Subway and McDonald's and Starbucks to gorgeous French bistros, and cafe life is everywhere. From 12 to 2, it's the lunch hour, and so people will come from school and from work and sit out at these cafes and just enjoy life. But name a food and you will find it here. Yesterday I had Thai street food, and there are French tacos, and today I had a veggie burger that was delicious. The vegetarian cuisine in this city is amazing, and that is saying something for France. But unlike the rest of France, Reims does not have its own food. Like you would think of oysters in Normandy or bouillabaisse in the south of France. Here, they don't have a cuisine. They're just known for their champagne, and that's it. However, there is a type of cookie that you can only find here in Reims, and it is a pink cookie. Once upon a time, somebody figured out a way to make pink food coloring that is edible, healthy for you, and so there are many houses that make these cookies, but Fossier has been doing it the longest. And so this is their pink powder. I bought some so that I can go home and add it to all of my baking, because there are pink cookies in my future at home. These are the biscuits, biscuit, which means twice baked, that they are known for. And so obviously pink with frosting on the top. They're hard cookies, they're not soft. But what is so special about them is that you can take them and dunk them in your coffee, or as I learned, your champagne, and they won't fall apart. So it's a good accompaniment for happy hour, which is what I will be doing when I get back home to LA. And then they also have these adorable little corks. So they are chocolate champagne corks filled with champagne liqueur. And so they're tiny, and you just put them in your mouth, chew, and you get a burst of champagne. And truly, I don't think I know of anything happier than that. So you know what? They don't have their own cuisine, but chocolate corks and pink cookies are good enough for me. I have a pro tip for you. In Reims, honestly, a lot of France, everything closes on Sundays and Mondays. Shop activities, a lot of the restaurants. So if you are planning to only come here for a day, I would suggest that you do it sometime from Tuesday through Saturday. This way you'll get here, the city will be alive, you will be able to go shopping, you will be able to go into restaurants. If you are only coming here for a day and it happens to be on a Sunday or Monday, I'm afraid you might be disappointed, as most everything is going to be closed. So just keep that in mind when you're planning your trip. Sadly, that is it for my time in Reims. I'm a little sad to be leaving. It's such a special place. But what I really loved about this city is obviously its location. It is so close to Paris. It is easy to get to and from for your flights home or for a day trip, but it has a much slower pace, so you can slow down, you can relax. But of course, what I liked most was the champagne. Champagne! You have access to so many tasting houses, the big names, tiny little producers that you will never hear of, all making that delicious drink that we love to celebrate with. And here, you just have champagne all the time. It doesn't need to be for a special occasion, and I think that's so special. But beyond that, I mean, what a beautiful city. The cathedral, these gorgeous parks where everybody just spends hours a day relaxing in, and I think we can all take something away from that as Americans, to just, you know, slow down, rest a little bit in the day. You'll come back fresher for it. But I hope you loved this tour of Reims and it has inspired you to take a trip here. Hopefully more than a day. Come, spend a few days and enjoy the countryside of Paris. And if you need any suggestions or you'd like help, just pop them in the comments or reach out. I would love to help you with your trip. And as always, like, subscribe, share. It means a lot to me for you to do that. And thank you for watching. I'm Heather, and I will see you later. Bye.